maybe you can comment down below. Maybe some of the things you really remember as a kid. Maybe you do a little deep dive in the brain and sort of like remember, some of the things that you liked as a kid, had around the house, things at school, things that you used to do. Definitely let me know down in the comments maybe your favorite things to do or nostalgia as a kid. I would love to know, so definitely comment that down below before you get all nice and comfy, and like the video if you do like the video. One thing very quickly, take a look at this. I cannot put into words kind of the love and support you guys have been giving me over the past handful of weeks, videos, even months coming into this new year. And this is actually I guess the channel's views, you could even say. I look at more as growth. I don't care about numbers. Obviously that's like a very cliched thing to say if you are on YouTube, but and for a channel that's been on YouTube for 5 years, I'm still relatively very a nobody, which if I was in it for whatever you think or whatever other people would think, I'd be gone 4.5 years ago, because my channel never really got a lot of love and support from YouTube, I should say, from you guys. Always been there, absolutely appreciate it, and obviously this shows it a lot, but from YouTube mostly. And I just wanted to show you guys, I guess, something that we are doing together. Obviously me making whatever content, you guys taking in the content, liking it or not. It is just crazy to see more on a bigger scale, and I just want to again thank you guys so much for, and I say this every couple videos, the best we've done on YouTube is right now, which is so crazy to think about, and I just want to continue on with that. So again, liking the video, commenting, whatever, like just the little things that YouTube loves is you can see it's working, I guess you could say. And I just love that you guys want to include more people here, to grow whatever community you want to call this, a family, whatever you guys want to be. I just want to be, that person for you, that's here for you every single day. I've been posting on YouTube for over a year now, that I'm able to, that is, and I just can't put into words how much it means to me that you guys are supporting me through all this stuff. And just thank you guys so much. It's very crazy to not only feel it, obviously I do that all the time, but actually visually see it now from a YouTube aspect is beyond crazy. So thank you so much for the support, and let's just keep on going on. I thought I'd just give you guys a little update, I guess, because I never really do like a lot of inside stuff, so here it is, I guess. But anyways, let's get on to tonight's video. Now for the video, there was a listing of things that I saw that I might just go through very quickly, and then maybe throughout it I'll put in some layered triggers in the background. I know you guys like those. And then later maybe I'll do some ones I can think of at the top of my head, like my own personal nostalgia that I can think of, things that I remember as a kid. One of the things that a lot of people mentioned that they actually sort of miss doing, and it's burning CDs. And for maybe some of you younger people, which is kind of weird to think about, but I'm sure you probably know what that is. Burning CDs is not the literal meaning of setting CDs on fire. It's burning songs on CDs, burning movies that you probably shouldn't be doing on CDs as well. Man, me and my friends would do this all the time. One of my friends had one of the most fire burned rap CDs that was like some of the first rap music I would listen to was from him, and his burned CD that he got from his brother. I think him and his brother burned a lot of Eminem on there. I think Eminem was one of the first actual rappers that I listened to a whole lot. Obviously there was radio music, but even growing up didn't really get the opportunity to listen to a lot of that stuff. So it was really great. I remember doing it. I think one time myself personally, we didn't have a computer life at home. We had more gaming stuff, console stuff, which may be why I'm more of a console gamer, not really into PCs and stuff. But I tried to do it myself a couple times. I did it a couple times. I don't remember what songs I had on my first burned CD. I think it was a lot of assuming is what it would be. But yeah, my friends would do it all the time, and they would like trade. They would trade their CDs to each other, kind of like borrowing them or even trading them like forever. And just like, oh, here's a bunch of these Kappa songs, and then getting a Sharpie and like writing down like, you know, what song is what and what is here and what is there. They would even like, one of my friends would do like really cool. He was like really artistic, and he would do like a lot of cool designs on his burned CDs and like make his own like albums, which were kind of cool. Yeah, burning CDs. One thing that I really kind of actually do miss doing, but now we just make playlists on Spotify. So it's kind of the same thing, you know, burning a CD, making a playlist. It's literally the same thing. The thing they talk about is the Scholastic. Is it Scholastic or is it Scholastic? I think it's Scholastic. Yeah, Scholastic book fair. Wow, did I used to love these so much. I was not a reader growing up. Still not a reader at all. Even though like English was like the best, I was in school like reading English, all that type of stuff. I was like the best in. Well, not the best in, but it was my best that I could do. It was in that sort of area, but I didn't really like reading all that much. But the Scholastic book fair was fun. Obviously being, you know, someone who didn't really like reading, I would do it for like all like the I guess the picture books you could say. I'm trying to think of. I don't think I've ever really bought a lot of things from there. I think I did buy one year Diary of a Wimpy Kid. I think I actually still have the book somewhere in my dresser drawer, which is a weird place to put it. But I think it's Dog Days. It's either Dog Days or Roger Rules. I have one of those. And that was like a book I would read because Diary of a Wimpy Kid is like the best kids book, I think. I kind of want to do like a video of me reading it. That'd be kind of fun to do, like a reading video. I've never really thought about doing one of those before, but I watch them all the time. I think they're really relaxing. But yeah, a lot of like Pokemon books that you would just flip open and just look at the pictures of the Pokemon. A lot of Star Wars books. I'm trying to think of like what other types of books that they had. And also they had like all their like, you know, Smelly Erasers, which is actually a kind of another, like maybe for my own personal nostalgia thing. The Smelly Erasers were a big thing when I was in school, and also the pencil topper erasers. Now those were a commodity. If you had a bunch of those, like you were really balling out because everyone always wanted one on the top of their pencils to have a little topper pencil eraser. And then what some of the kids would do, well, most of the kids would do, I would do it all the time, where you draw a little face on the pencil topper, or you draw like a hairline, and you take a stapler and you would bend it and snap it in half and stick it into the sides of the pencil topper so it would make like a little guy. I used to do that all the time when I was a kid. And then they had like the rulers, rulers, bookmarks, some of the old little like knick-knack stuff they would sell as well. Bouncy balls, I think they had too. But yeah, it's a classic book fair. I'm pretty sure everyone in like probably America and the country probably had that kind of stuff. They kind of have like a whole section on cartoons of that sort of 2000s, late 90s era, and yeah, cartoons, man. Like, obviously I say this now as like, you know, being a lot older, like, oh, TV back then is nothing like today. I mean, TV today is nothing like it was back then, that's what I meant to say. And like, I don't even remember the last time I even looked at like a Nickelodeon show or a Disney show or Cartoon Network, even though Cartoon Network is probably the one who's done the best since sort of like the childhood era of probably all of us were in. Like, I know like Adventure Time ran on for quite a few extra years, regular show. I'm trying to think of like newer, older-ish Cartoon Network shows, but Cartoon Network was probably the one that really did a good job at sort of like keeping people really interested in cartoons still. But like obviously like Nickelodeon like ran everything in sort of the 2000s. Obviously with you know, SpongeBob. I'm trying to think. Hey Arnold was a good one. Cat Dog was great. Actually, Cat Dog, I don't know. How Life of Zack and Cody. It's probably my favorite TV show of that sort of generation of TV, which might be a little controversial to say. I know, like obviously, like oh SpongeBob, duh. Which SpongeBob was great. SpongeBob had some of the best, cartoon moments of all time. But I felt it definitely got old after a couple of, I felt like the reruns were better than the newer stuff that they were coming out with. You know what I mean? Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, at least in my own opinion, kept getting better and better and better. And then I know they had Sweet Life on Deck, which is like, it was kind of mid, but Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, basically the entirety of it, I felt like was always very good. That could obviously be a sort of, video all in itself, for sure, for sure. One thing I wanted to go into, this is sort of like my own, I guess, nostalgia they don't talk about a lot, is old YouTube. I think that's something that's kind of cool. Or maybe the old internet days. They don't really talk about it a lot in the sort of list I'm looking at, but definitely being online during like the mid to late 2000s was weird. I feel like, at least for me personally, I feel like it was so limited. Like I think I maybe only knew nostalgia factor. They're probably like $80, $90, so I'm not gonna buy one now, but really wanted a Game Boy SP very badly. Never got it. I did end up getting a Nintendo DS though. It was a red and black Nintendo DS. That was amazing. My brothers had PSPs. They both got PSPs. I got a Nintendo DS. So I played a lot of, Mario, Nintendo games, and they had like a lot of like, the Star Wars. I think they had Star Wars Battlefront. They had Final Fantasy as well. They had like a lot of other games. So it was kind of cool having to see and play both sides of things. But portable gaming back then was like also like key nostalgia for me. Being able to play a video game in my bed when my parents around. When my parents like they can't hear because I'm playing in my bed and I can shut it really fast whenever they walked in late at night and I'm supposed to be asleep. Portable gaming was also pretty big. Yeah. Obviously there are a lot of other things. Like personally, I could talk about. I kind of messed up the video, and I mixed in both the list and my own. But again, I would really love to know your own nostalgia as a kid. Mine was definitely including, a lot of gaming. Wasn't really into sports all that much. Actually, the first sport I was really into as a kid was WWE. So that's actually kind of a nostalgia factor for me. When I was in middle school, WWE was my thing. Like how into basketball I am now was how into wrestling I was back then, and I could probably name the entire roster of Raw and SmackDown. I would make my parents buy the pay-per-views. I think I watched 2 or 3 WrestleManias, like bought 2 or 3 WrestleManias. I was really only into it for like 2.5-ish years, but it was like a big 2.5 years. Like I would go to like the pay-per-view events whenever they were in Portland, which was only like once or twice, and I would watch it every single week. I knew all the storylines, I knew the history of all the legends and stuff, and I did actually play the recent WWE game that came out, which was really good. I actually really enjoyed it, so I still mess with the games, but I don't watch it anymore. But man, that's a big nostalgia thing for me as well. So sports was really a thing, mostly a lot of gaming. Let's see, Disney I could also say is a kind of a nostalgia thing for me. Disney movies, going to Disneyland for sure, big time nostalgia for me. Being born and have a lot of family in Southern California, I get to go a lot. Very thankful for that, and Disney being a big part of sort of like my life during that time period as well. Anything else I can think of? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a lot of nostalgia for one video. If you guys want to do like a more deep dive into my own nostalgia, again, I kind of messed up the video and like did a mixture of the two. If you want more of my own, maybe I can like think of some beforehand instead of sort of just jumping into a video. But even though I kind of like just jumping into a video, I think it's kind of nice and relaxing. But yeah, I would love to know more about your own down in the comments below. So I think maybe we can have a little thing where we can all share something. I think it'd be kind of cool. Maybe I'll even like make a video off of it. Like if you put something down below in the comments, maybe I'll talk about it in a video or something like that. I think that could be kind of cool as well. But anyways, I think that's gonna be it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this little whisper ramble video. And again, thank you guys so much for the crazy support over the past handful of weeks and months, or just forever on this channel. Thank you so much for